All right, new this morning, do you maybe need to take a break and relax a little bit? There's a new health and wellness trend hitting Central Arkansas, and it's called the FloatSpa. It's in Conway, and that's where we find our Claire Kreitz this morning. Claire, you're floating a little bit.
Hey, good morning, Hunter. Yeah, so we're here at FloatSpa. I'm with Jennifer Smith. So tell me a little bit about your business, and this is pretty unique.
It is very unique. Flotation Therapy is a new kind of mental health, athletic recovery system, really to help people just feel better about themselves. And right now, with everything that we've been going through with the virus, everybody needs a little bit of stress relief. So this is a great way to accomplish that in a pretty short amount of time.
Awesome. So the big part is flotation therapy. Tell me a little bit about, we have one of the rooms over here.
Yes, so we have a float pod. We have 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt in there and about 200 gallons of water. Your purpose is to be as close to sensory deprived as you possibly can be. So there's no sight, no sound, no smell, no sensation once you're in the water. So that's as close to sensory deprived as you truly can be.
Oh my gosh. And so I read something that this is more salt than what's in the Dead Sea.
Correct, yeah. There is 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt in here, so it's about 25% more dense than the human body. So you're going to float on this like a cork.
That is so cool. What is it like to be in there?
Oh, it's fantastic. Your skin feels so smooth after you get out. Your hair feels nice and fluffy after you've gotten it nice and dried. It helps with really a variety of conditions like eczema, some psoriasis type issues. If you've got things that bother you on your scalp, even if you have just like little itchy spots on you, it really helps recondition your skin and help it repair. So it does a lot of really good things for your body, on top of all of the beneficial things that Epsom salt does for you. You know, this is that times 1,000. You know, you put a pound in your bathtub, well, this is 1,000 pounds. So it's a lot more.
Oh my gosh, so cool. There's a lot to talk about here. In the next half hour, we'll talk about cryotherapy. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
That is amazing. I'm so fascinated with that. I want to do one of those. A lot of NFL teams have those.
You should do that.
Are awesome for recovery. It's like being in space. You lose your senses.
You're just floating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to try that out.
All right, well, switching gears a little bit, there is a new way to wash all your cares away in Conway. It's called the FloatSpa. It has various treatments like cryotherapy, hydrotherapy, and flotation therapy. And that's where we find our Claire Kreitz this morning, getting all the therapy she needs. Claire, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Hunter. Yeah, I'm actually about to do this cryotherapy, which I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous. Back with Jennifer. Tell me a little bit about how this works.
Okay, so this is cryotherapy. You're going to get in this very cold chamber. Gets down to negative 200 degrees. You'll be in for 2 to 3 minutes if you're doing a full session. This will just be a demo. So what this does is it pulls all of the blood out of your extremities and concentrates it in your core and helps oxygenate everything, helps boost your collagen production, your human growth hormone. Whenever your body goes into this fight or flight syndrome, it helps you repair things quicker. It helps your body kind of adapt and be ready to repair anything that's been injured. So if you've got a really sore joint, or if you've dinged yourself really hard and got a really rough bruise, it'll help pull some of that inflammation out of your body, and then whenever it's put back in to your extremities, all of that pain and inflammation is reduced significantly. So this is really good for pre-game prep, post-op recovery, any kind of post-surgery with doctor's clearances, of course.
Awesome. So I do have to put some things on before. All right. So gloves.
Gloves and earmuffs.
All right. Here, let me do that. Perfect. You can take that. Yes. All right. And I already have these awesome socks on, ready to go.
Protective gear is a must.
Okay. Yeah, because like you said, it's negative what?
Negative 200.
Woo.
So no metal.
No metal.
No jewelry.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
Ready. Let's do it. I'm so nervous. You can see that just come out of here.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my gosh. It is cold. I'm not gonna lie. It is really, really cold. And how long am I supposed to stay in here?
You're timed for 2 minutes right now.
2 minutes. Ooh. Okay, so I was an athlete in high school and college. We did ice baths all the time. How does this compare?
So this is about your 15, 20-minute ice bath in 2 to 3 minutes. So you're getting a supercharged ice bath, less mess, less recovery time, less wet, So you come out dry and recovered.
Oh my gosh. So I'm going through it now. Again, it is so cold. How does it feel? Okay, I'm looking at the temperature currently at negative 155. Oh man, it is so cold. We're preparing for the cold temperatures coming up. That's what I told you earlier. How does, it feel getting out of here?
I usually have warm robes for people whenever they first get out, so your body is definitely freezing whenever you get out. But the bounce back recovery, you are immediately boosted with just an energy whomp. So you feel better for the whole day. My son did it for the first time, and he worked until 11 o'clock that night and still came home like he'd been caffeinated all afternoon. So it's a great natural energetic boost for your body.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to have to send it back to you guys in the studio because I'm starting to shiver a little bit, but we'll check it back in with you in the next half hour.
No, I get it. That's crazy stuff. Does that not remind you of like that cryo chamber from Aliens? It does look cool. You be careful, Claire. Don't freeze up too much.
All right, if you need to relax a little bit, this one is for you. There's a new health and wellness trend now hitting Central Arkansas, and it's called the FloatSpa. That's where we find our Claire Kreitz live for us in Conway this morning. Claire, tell us how it works.
Hey, good morning, Hunter. Well, you just saw me do the cryotherapy, and so I needed to get warm. So now we're in the sauna. Tell me a little bit about this.
So this is an infrared sauna. It has a near, mid, and far infrared light therapy. So you get skin penetration, you get muscle penetration, and then you get deep body penetration in your core. So it does a variety of things to help promote healing and recovery and stress relief. Kind of the whole therapy that we're doing here, this just ties into it. One more thing. If you don't like the cold, then this is the thing for you. This is definitely fun if you like saunas. It's not as hot as a traditional sauna, only gets up to about 140 to 150 degrees, as opposed to traditional saunas, which gets up to 180. And you don't get that deep penetrating heat like you would with a traditional sauna as you would in an infrared. So a little different.
Yeah, so how long do people normally spend in here?
Normal time between 15 and 30 minutes, depending on your level of acceptance. If you've done it for a while, if you've ever done saunas, you do it regularly, you can go the full 30. If you're just starting out, it's good to start out at 10, 15 minutes. Always have water on hand, of course. You are going to sweat. It's the purpose, to get nice and warm, get sweaty. You want to detox, and, sweat is one of the greatest ways to do that. So.
Absolutely. I think for me, I'm more, thawing out right now after that cryotherapy. So you guys just opened in December. What has it been like so far?
Business is really starting to pick up. There's been lots of interest. It's so new to everybody. Nobody really knows what it is just yet. So the flotation therapy, the cryotherapy, these are all still new, old ideas that people are becoming reacquainted with. But yeah, Conway's been really good so far. They've definitely been interested. We get lots of phone calls and lots of appointments.
Awesome. Well, in the next half hour, we'll talk more about the floating therapy, which I think is my favorite. It's just so cool. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
So much, Claire.
Didn't even break a sweat there.
Not
Look at her.
at all. Yeah, she's good to go.
Well, new this morning, there's a new way to wash all your cares away in Conway. Literally, it's called the FloatSpa. It has various treatments like cryotherapy, hydrotherapy, and flotation therapy. And that's where we find our Claire Kreitz live for us this morning. Claire, we've seen you freeze earlier. We've seen you sweat. What else you got cooking for us this morning?
Hey, good morning, Hunter. We're talking about the flotation therapy. I'm back with Jennifer. So tell me a little bit about these pods.
Okay, so these are dream pods. They're a little different than the traditional at-home flotation therapies just because they are a little bigger. The filtration system is a little bit more advanced. It's self-contained. It goes through multiple layers of filtration, starting with, the trap that catches the big stuff like hair, all the way down to a UV filter. So you're really getting disinfected water, very clean water in between, on top of all the salinization from the Epsom salt being in it. So you're really cutting down on any kind of bacterial growth. It's really helpful for things that do promote bacteria on the skin. So if you have things like dandruff or any kind of skin condition where you are promoting that bacterial growth that you don't need, this helps get that under control and kind of helps flush that out.
Oh my gosh, and it's supposed to be super relaxing. Hunter, when he was tossing into us, said it's washing your cares away.
Absolutely, yes. very much washing your cares away. There have been some people that can get into a hallucinatory state whenever they are floating. I have not achieved that yet, but it is possible. You can get into such a deep state of mental relaxation that you're still awake, but your mind starts hallucinating a little. So it's a very nice little way to relax and reset your mental energies.
Oh my gosh. Now, some big names in sports, some teams use this. Who uses things like
Yes, so Tom Brady is an avid fan. He supposedly has this specific cryo unit in his house. When Bill Belichick was having Gillette Stadium built, they insisted on having a flotation therapy room for the athletes for pregame and post-recovery. So that's a big one. Notre Dame has their own system. There's lots of athletes that use the cryo. Steph Curry has one. Clemson State, Ohio State. There's a bunch of big schools and big names that are starting to use this recovery therapy as well as helping their game pregame, because it does help mental agility and focus and clarity. So you've got a quicker response time on the field.
Oh my gosh, so cool. I'm definitely going to have to check it out. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, thanks so much. He's accurate, too. They had him in New England. Now, for the people who don't watch sports, if you've seen Stranger Things on Netflix, have you seen that show? When 11, she gets into the pool, puts on the blindfold, and it's full of salt, you lose all senses. So she said you hallucinate. You just have no other distractions from any other sense. It's crazy.
Closes, I'd feel a little claustrophobic.
We're going, Hunter.